Hey everyone, welcome to another Diablo 2 Resurrected build guide video. This time around it's my Highlander Barbarian because I'm wearing those insane two-hand weapons and the goal of the build is to scale up frenzy damage as high as possible. I could get more, I think I could reach around 11k frenzy, which is insane damage for this ability, but I still want to have a little bit of HP. So I have 500 points into strength and all my a few remaining points into vitality to reach with a little bit better gear. My aim was to, I wanted to aim for 2.5k HP. It would be comfortable farming then. And also for Ubers and so on, want a little bit of life maybe. Speaking of the items, Breath of the Dying. Absolutely insane Runeword. Ethereal weapons have a nice top end damage. And this is a mid-roll at best. So if both my weapons, second one here is death. If my Breath of the Dying and Death Runeword would be a perfect roll. And everything into strength, maybe you could reach 12k, 13k frenzy, which is just bonkers. Yeah, the Runeword itself. Cool Poison Nova proc effect. Dual Leech is nice. 30 to all attributes is massive. Prevent monster heal. And just a powerhouse in terms of flat damage output. The second weapon, I forgot to mention 60% attack speed. Like the way Frenzy works, I want a fast main hand and a slow hard hitting offhand. So therefore my second weapon of choice is Death, also in a ethereal weapon because both of those runewords give in the indestructible mod. Yeah, also a powerhouse. Also a low roll, sadly. This particular death, I think this is the fourth try. Don't quote me on it. The third or fourth try I rewrote that because the base itself, it was a 14 ED base. So a good base, good expensive base. And yeah, sometimes I head run this. If a Vex rune is not too expensive, sometimes I head run this and give it a try. But yeah, it is what it is. Mana stop per hit, 50 crushing blow, deadly strike per level, really nice, same as High Lords. Yeah, just insane. Two-hand weapons. Looks awesome in ethereal. And yeah, therefore I call it the Highlander Barbarian. I have Ariats here, with some crap jewel. The damage to demons is alright. But other than that, it only has 8% ED. So the best in slot would be probably one of those super expensive ones. 40% enhanced damage, 15 IS. Yep, that would be nice. Highlights as the amulet here. All skills, deadly strike per level. Of course, I got a rare fortitude for massive 300 ED. I even took it up a notch. I am using Steer Rend just for the 36 enhanced damage. I don't know what the perfect roll on this is. I think 40. Only once I found those gloves. They seem to be rare. Or I was just unlucky. I have a Ravenfrost here, a T-Gods, and a BK ring. My boots of choice are Gore Rider for massive offensive stats, Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Open Wounds. My inventory, the best I could find and farm from Nilatak. Really, like easily a 90% of those grand charms and small charms are from Nilatak and the Nilatak area. I know target farming is a little bit iffy in D2, but if I would try to target farm charms, it's definitely Nilatak for whatever reason. I have any small charm and Hellfire Torch, nice roll here, 2019. In my offhand, I have 2 Heart of the Oak Runewords for for the buff up for +6 and also for Battle Cry. So when I kill Diablo here in a moment, I will hit him with Battle Cry, swap back, and then attack to lower his defense to make even more use out of this 10k bonks with the 2 ethereal weapons. My skill tree real quick. Wait, maybe the mercenary first. He's wearing a Last Wish, an Enigma, and a Lawbringer. When the Crepify hits, it's absolutely over with all this frenzy damage. And he has a G-Phase with a max damage Druid. The reason he's wearing Enigma, because I'm about to teleport to areas like Chaos. Maybe I show you the skill tree after this, but yeah, I pretty much maxed out all the synergies. to Frenzy. Well, not all of them, not the Berserk one. Would add magic damage per level. Let's teleport up there real quick. Swap back to Fortitude. Of course, you gotta hit me with the Crapify. There we go. That's the attack speed. For not having face blades, that's pretty fast. I also don't even have IAS on the gloves, right? Those steering gloves don't have attack speed. I also don't have an attack speed tool in my helm, so this is pretty fast. This is pretty fast. Yeah, everything is pretty much one shot. I think this is a little bit overkill for players 1, but it's just fun. Just a fun build. Can really see the damage in a second here against Diablo, against the boss monster. So in case I encounter a physical immune, I still have 1 point into Berserk. Don't want to wait until Mercenary's Lawbringer procs. It's just a fun setup. Usually I go for just Vitality only builds, even on the Barbarian. But for Frenzy it's really worth it putting points into Strength, because it scales up the damage massively. So just with the synergies, without points into Strength, I would be at 6.5, 7k Frenzy. So I can add roughly 3000 damage just by putting points into Strength. That's insane. That's really, really good scaling. Bonk. I also can scream away the little ones. Sometimes I do that, because Frenzy is just a single target, right? Sometimes the density is just too insane to hack and slay every single monster. Here, almost 2-shot. This is super unique right there. So now, against Diablo. Chilling here with my battle cry. Need to be very close by, the range is meh. Bonk. Insane damage. Absolutely insane damage. 11k Frenzy. And I could, if this would be better gear, if both of those weapons would be a max roll, and I would maybe dump really everything into Strength, and if I would even trade for inventory, and not just the stuff I found. Like, this is all pretty mediocre. Like, yeah, 10 max damage, okay, but you can improve this always, right? You always can improve inventory and get more damage and get more damage. So I would think easily 13k. Someone could easily reach a 13k. Well, let's say it's a level 99 character. Holy moly. You have so much stat points to spend. Let's clear Trap real quick with all this damage. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. That's what most people are playing a Frenzy Barbarian like this, by the way. It's just my personal preference. Usually I go with Vitality only, because that's also one of the features of the Barbarian. He has the best scaling per point. He has the best scaling in terms of life per point of Vitality. Like, every class is different, right? The Necromancer is the worst, for example. You can dump as many points into Vitality as you want. It will always be squishy. It's just nuts. The damage is just nuts. Oh, nice jewel, maybe. Maybe upgrade for my helm. 7 to max damage. lightning damage attack. That's insane. For level 11, what? Low level PvP, anyone? My skill tree, I briefly mentioned it here. I maxed out all the frenzy synergies. So of course it's mainly a frenzy barb. Double swing and taunt is also maxed out. Here this one, taunt. Double swing, 20 points. I have 1 point in the berserk, which hits like a truck with this ethereal breath of the dying. Also, yeah, the runewords are fairly cheap. I mean, yeah, the Sod rune is the highest rune on the table. But in terms of value, in terms of trading, I think it's around 1 high rune. And a Vex rune is like 0.5. So this runeword only costs around 1.5 high runes. Maybe if you want an absolute godly base with 15 DT, the base probably costs more than the rune value, yeah? Yeah, it's fairly cheap. It's fairly cheap for a lot of item text. Same goes for death, it's even cheaper. Like a Vex rune. As I mentioned, it's actually so cheap, sometimes I reroll it just for fun. Let's say I sell a torch for, I don't know, a low rune or so. Split it into a few Vex and give it a try a few times. It's just fun activity to do. My remaining skill points, I have 1 point in Berserk, already said that I think, 1 point into Leap. It's useful, most of the time I'm wearing Fortitude with this Highlander setup. Maxed out Blade Mastery, of course, 1 into those. 1 into those, like a 1 point wonders in this build. I think it's enough to have 1 point into Natural Resistance. And I have 1 point in Battle Cry, and my remaining points, so I have only a few points into Battle Order. And that would be my scaling into Endgame. So every other level up, I dump 1 point into Battle Orders with this setup to be a little bit more tanky, and eventually with level 99 or so, I would reach around 3k HP, maybe. Yeah, that's what's up with the Highlander setup. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's insane. It's insane, and I always liked those 2 weapons. I always liked wearing two-hander weapons, and they look way better. I know nothing beats dual grief. I know that. I have like 5 griefs in my stash right now. But just for the style points, I always liked these weapons. Absolutely insane. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day, guys. Later!